How many times can you subtract 10 from 100? 10 times. 10. Once. The next time you would be subtracting 10 from 90. You are hired. CSS can kill you. Me when I am coding alone. Me coding with my boss watching. Things that disappear when you need them the most. Yes, Rex is great, but have you ever been coding for 3 hours with nothing but failure and it finally runs properly? Trying random stuff for hours instead of reading the documentation. What is the first HTML tag you learned? HTML. Come on Jake, really? Me ignoring 3-5 years experience preferred and applying for the job anyway. When I wrote this code, only God and I understood what it did. Now, only God knows. My code before refactoring. My code after refactoring. Americans when the trees start speaking Vietnamese. Germans when the snow starts speaking Russian. Programmers when the text code stops changing color. Coding languages and frameworks at DevC. Coding languages and frameworks at schools C. Programmers' excuses when their code doesn't work. But it worked on my machine. It worked yesterday. That's weird. It never happened before. JavaScript errors. There is an error on line 76. On character 13, you miss a comma. PowerShell errors. There is an error. Frick you. School. Work. Free time. What's the least ethical thing you've done in your job that you're proud of? Global variables. If programmers were cats. Employed. Unemployed. A Stack Overflow answer from 2 decades ago with 1 upvote. Do you trust me? Me who's new to programming. With every cell of my body. Programmers. Musicians. Reading C number sign as C#. Warning. No connection could be made because the target machine actively refused it. I'll sometimes leave a dangling else just as a threat to the compiler that it better run that if statement or else. Line 31 was not a bug. 14 bugs remain. Me. Why can't you just be normal? Regex. What I learned in computer sciences. The Visual Studio Light theme is bad. 90% of all code comments. Cat. Me. Which steps reproduce the problem? Customer. Yes. Client expectations. Client budget. My IDE showing all the 256 errors in my 50-line code. So one of my colleagues just said frick it and went home short workday. LOL. Did he see your code? Frick you. Else if. Elif. What the hell is this? Else if. Adds more RAM to solve memory leak issue. I can make the bad code good for a weekend. Parents. Did you get a job? Me. Job 404. My office laptop. The project they want me to run on it. How people tell you it feels to fix a bug after hours of debugging. How it actually feels. It's over. It's done. When you just declared a variable and the IDE is already complaining about how you haven't used it anywhere. We get there when we get there. Don't forget to tip your server. Front end. Back end. Memory usage by noobs. Memory usage by pros. New programmers. Experienced programmers. If you don't study, you'll end up like him. Shut up lady, it's Sunday and I'm a software developer. Someone should develop an Avengers themed Linux based operating system and call it ThanOS. Top definition. Recursion. See recursion. Local variables when they see a right curly bracket. Item are head out. Guy, we need to stop testing our products on animals. Boss, why? Shampoo companies do it all the time. Guy, yeah, but we make apps. Let me merge or I swear I'll fricking kill us both. I love how this could either be about driving or using Excel. Stay at 127001, where a 25525525550. 5-year-olds. IT professionals. Putting stickers on things. HTML. HTML plus CSS. HTML plus CSS plus JavaScript. When people ask me to recommend a text editor, Visual Studio Code. Programmers during the day. Programmers after 8 cups of coffee at 3 AM. Sorry, we're looking for someone age 22-26 with 30 years of experience. Scrum meeting. When your CSS is working perfectly on every browser except Safari and you are trying to fix it. Random bullshit go. Programmers with internet. Programmers without internet. Don't mess with me. My boyfriend is a programmer. He'll hack your world into oblivion. The boyfriend. How to declare variables in HTML. Poorly explain what you do for a living. I stare at a glowing rectangle and cry occasionally. When you post your first answer to Stack Overflow and now people are copy pasting your code. I see no god up harem. Other than me. How to code with no bugs. Me explaining my code issue. Stack Overflow. Google. British devs be liking it. Boss, finish that feature by tomorrow. Me. By agile you mean waterfall in sprints. Code that I finish at 4 AM. The code when I read it at 10 AM. Compiler, you haven't used this variable you created 0.248 seconds ago. Me. Will you shut up, man? I use dark mode because light mode fries my eyes. I use dark mode because light attracts bugs. Copying my code to send to the professor. Commenting my code like. Judge a site's credibility based on its sources. Judge a site's credibility based on its CSS. Friends, how did you write this code so beautifully? Me, proudly. I stole it. My friend, why do you do Ctrl+S 10 times every time you close the IDE? Me. I am a bot and this action was performed automatically please. The code. The code after refactoring. When you inherit a project with useful comments on every bit of code. I have written C. Where do I go to learn assembly? Local mental health institution. Who are we? Project managers. What do we want? 9 pregnant ladies to deliver a baby in 1 month. If human beings evolved new organs as frequently as they do JavaScript frameworks, you can bet the doctors would be googling it too. Normal people. I'm gonna choose the most fun way. Programmers. Efficiency it is. I'm a developer seeking a job in a startup, a corporate, the woods, making furniture with my hands and not speaking to anyone. Who are we? Chance. What do we want? We don't know. When do we want it? Now. My reaction when I get declined from a job that I forgot I even applied to. Man who thought he'd lost all hope loses last additional bit of hope he didn't even know he still had.